Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Thank you very much, Kate, for coming and joining me on the podcast to talk about your fight coming up on BCMMA. Now, this promotion, I have to say, Jack Mason is starting to bring this promotion together. I think it's one that the UK, if you're looking to have a fight where you're well matched up, is one to go to. You're taking on a title holder. You're taking on Bryony Tyrell. Awesome opportunity for yourself. You had the Ultimate Fighter experience, which was probably badass. Let's be honest. Probably loved it. I know you're semi-missing that Vegas weather right now, but let's just go back a little bit to there. You know, it was a bit of a whirlwind. You know, you were on a bit of a win streak, and then you went into the TUF house. And you had your experience in the TUF house, and now you're obviously going to fight again on the circuit. How's that been? Because a lot of people say that it's a lot on the mind, a lot of it's psychological, because it's that, you know, closed off from the world. And you wrote a blog about it and everything. So can you enlighten everyone a bit about it?
It all happened very fast, or it all seemed to happen very fast, and it was definitely an interesting experience. I went out to the tryouts December year for last now with Kerry Hughes, whose main event BCMMA. That was really fun. We trained a bit, did the tryouts, sort of hung out there. I met Lanchana Green for the first time, who was one of my teammates on TUF, and I'm good friends with her now. We still keep in contact. She's training in Jackson's in New Mexico at the moment. So, it was a case of go home and wait to find out whether I'd got in or not. And it was only about 3 weeks, I think, between the tryouts and having to fly back out again, which was, and it was making straw weight for the first time for me, so it was all a bit crazy and unpleasant on the dieting front.
I was going to say, obviously you went in there though, and you weight, you made it. How have you found that transition over the weight? Have you been drilling yourself in a way to get your nutrition down so you're walking around lower all the time? Have you now kind of got a technique and a method where you can just cut the same amount of weight as before? What have you been trying out with that? Because it is an art form for some people.
I've never been a particularly large flyweight. I mean, I'll happily fight at that weight, certainly in Europe where the flyweights don't tend to be as big. So it's a case of dieting down maybe an extra 5 pounds or so, and then cutting from there. I hate dieting with a passion. Who doesn't? But TUF really helped with that. I mean, dieting in the house, the first weight cut was really hard, so I kept dieting in the house, and that was the pressure that sort of added to was it made it all quite intense. But it gave me a chance to do it 3 times, and I feel like I've kind of got the weight cut down a bit better now. So it was a useful experience.
And I suppose it was because you can get an idea of your energy output and how strong you feel, and you can kind of work off that as well. You can say, right, I need to probably maybe do up my carbohydrates in a certain area or aspect of it. So there's little things you could probably work on, and it's good. It's good that you got that small cluster of fights in that short time to kind of get that out of you. So a lot of people would say, guys and girls who've all been in the TUF house have said that it is quite intense, and afterwards they like a little bit of a break. You know, it happened with Cara Esparza. She said she burnt herself out, you know, after the TUF house, and same with Felice Herrig. A lot of the fights just were like thrown straight away into fights, and it was a lot on there. It was a lot on for them. You've had like a little bit of the break there. Do you feel better for it? Do you feel, you know, because you went away, assessed what you can work on now? Obviously the coaching as well. Someone's different perspective on coaching, viewing you and giving you advice. What have you done then in between having this fight and that TUF experience? What's been going on with you?
I would have probably been happy to fight in sort of the last part of last year. going straight into fighting in the summer might have been a bit more challenging. Just the sort of the rebound from the pressure to walk around at a really low weight for me was it took me a while to sort of get on an even keel with my diet again. I enjoyed being back home and back training with my team and teammates. That was all great, but I spent the last 4 months of last year training at Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand, which obviously meant that I missed out on a couple of European fight offers, but it was a great experience. I had a training partner and one of my coaches with me, so it was all worth doing, and so this fight's come at the right time.
Is that Roger Huerta? Is that place? Is that his place? Is it in Tiger Muay Thai?
He was the coach there, but he's stepped back. So they've got some like really good jiu-jitsu coach, MMA team out there. Yeah. So it was nice to get a sort of massive variety of training partners.
Yeah, I've seen footage. I follow them on Instagram, and obviously they've got people in the UFC who are doing well as well. So it's nice. Yeah, it's a top place to be. I've actually got a friend of mine who's in Thailand at the moment doing he's just doing pure Muay Thai though. So he's there training at the moment, doing having a couple of fights, having a bit of a whale of a time. He's back, I think, in about 3 weeks. It's an experience to go to. I think everyone should, cross train. Even if it's America or Thailand or wherever, really, you can go to Spain, Bulgaria, you can go anywhere to really cross train. I think it's something that fighters should try to do as well, because it just gives you a new perspective. It's like a fresh look, and it's like it's because even when you're training with the same people all the time, you start to know the ticks, and you start to know the quirks, and then you start to kind of get yourself a bit stagnated. So did you find that at Tiger Muay Thai you were like, this is awesome, these people are savages, having a great time?
It was it was really good. Especially I did a lot of jiu-jitsu and striking out there, so just the opportunity to roll and spar so many different people, it helped my game evolve a lot in that time space. I actually did a couple of sessions with Bryony as well, my next opponent out there. So she dropped in, she was training at another gym on the island, so it was good.
That's cool, the two of you being crossing paths. A good thing about it as well, I think, especially with the UK scene, because I spoke to Catherine Costigan about this as well, how there isn't an abundance, there isn't like 100 female MMA fighters about in the UK. So there is it's quite a tight network in a way, because you kind of know each other, you cross paths in some way. There isn't much animosity. I can't even spit my words out here, but there's not much friction between the girls in the UK, it seems. In the for males, there's obviously more males. Women will catch up in time. Do you find then with that, it's more of a professional outlook when you see her? Some people will have that kind of aggression. You kind of maybe smack talk. There's that professionalism. You go, look, for 15 minutes, I ain't going to be your friend. I'm going to kick your ass, and then I'm going to go home, and then afterwards we can have a cup of tea together or something.
There are a lot more amateurs coming through now, but certainly amongst the pros, I think we all know each other, and even if we haven't trained together, we sort of connect online at the very least. So, I mean, people that I'm friends with just through Facebook or whatever, it's not a massive issue. There are a couple of women that we're good friends, and we wouldn't fight each other, or it would take a lot for us to fight each other. So I have a lot of respect for Bryony, and we've trained together a few times. So it makes things interesting when it comes to fighting, but I think we need each other for sort of training and support as well.
That is the thing. It's the support network around it, because Catherine said that as well. Even though you might have to fight each other, you've got such support for each other out of the fights that having against each other. It's really nice to see it, because you all want to succeed, because it does help everyone in the long run. I remember speaking to as well Mark Godbeer when I was speaking to him about how the problem he had with being heavyweight in the UK was there ain't that many heavyweights. So if he was going to train with a heavyweight, odds are he would be probably fighting them next month. And he found it really difficult. But now that he got signed to the UFC, he's like, it's okay now. I can go train with everyone in the UK. I don't have to worry about fighting them yet because there's a lot less probability of it. But yeah, it's one of them things I think that with MMA in the UK at least, still there is still a little bit of a nice community about it because and the amateur scene is fantastic. I have to say the amateur scene is really exciting. What they're doing with it as well, the World Championships and stuff like that. I wish they had that when I did MMA. You know that it's such a good platform for people to learn from and grow from. For yourself, you know, amateurs. Do you have a lot of females asking you for advice on coming up on the amateur ranks? Because obviously they've, you know, you've been on the spotlight on TV. Is that something you've noticed a bit more?
I get messages every now and then. It tends to more be people in the gym, like some of my teammates and the younger jiu-jitsu lot at my jiu-jitsu gym. It helps them be more interested in the sport, I think, if they've seen teammates doing it at sort of a decent-ish level anyway.
Yeah, it does. It definitely spurs them on. It gives them a bit of confidence, especially it gives them confidence with the coaching around them. They think, well, if that person's succeeding, the coaching must be correct. So I'm in the right place for me to grow and me to develop as well. And it's a big factor, I suppose, for yourself. You probably would know that because you know you've now had a mixture in the past year. You've had several different coaches. You know you've had to work with, and you know that you're not always going to click with every coach. You'll learn, but sometimes there's a relationship and a chemistry and a bond. It's a big factor with coaching and fighters, and also fighters in gyms, because not everyone gets along in the world, and sometimes it makes a big difference for the people who see you. They'll be like, look, I've got someone who can help me and mentor me. Is that what you feel like? There's a bit of a mentor role from yourself now?
Certain extent with some of the amateurs. One of them in particular, he's really good, but he basically uses me as a sounding board for, I get his calorie totals and his weight every day, stuff like that. So it's more, I think, the conscience element of that.
I'll just send pancakes and pictures of muffins to him. If that's something I would do myself, I'd be like, yeah, to like have a picture of me. But yeah, I'm just giving you ideas. You can take that on board if you want. I do it. I cut down from 210 to 170, and my friend would just send me pictures of sausage baps, pizzas, just anything that wasn't one of what I was meant to eat. It was horrendous. I didn't open emails from the person for an extended period of time because I knew what was in there. I just didn't bother looking at it. It's you got to have a bit of fun with everyone. But yeah, your fight coming up on BCMMA. Obviously, you've been itching to get back in now, the training that you've had on. What are we going to see possibly from you that we haven't seen yet? Because you've done, obviously, Tiger Muay Thai, you said a lot about jiu-jitsu and the rolling. Is there anything in particular you found that you were maybe lagging that you need to work on a bit more in particular?
I think in the last couple of years, my game's been fairly well-rounded. Obviously, for a lot of British fighters, my wrestling has needed work. I have a good wrestling coach, and that's making a difference there. And I think the jiu-jitsu in the UK, I find it's quite easy to get the variety you need now, the sort of the training partners. Like the scene's really picked up. So I feel strong there. But the striking in Thailand in particular, that's really helped my game, I think.
Yeah, they're a bit tuned into that stuff, aren't they? Yeah. They kind of got the noggin screwed on with the old striking department in Thailand. It's something that you can. I always say to people, I say, look, everyone's got weak spots. No one goes in there and go, I am the best there is, the best there was, never ever will be. Everyone's got a weak spot, whether it be, I'm rubbish at single leg defense. I can't stop the single leg takedown for saving my life. And there's little things like that. I feel like if you can be honest with yourself, it's a good start to yourself to say, look, I do need to work on that. I'm working on it to improve. Now, your opponent, like you say, you Bryony, you trained before, and going in against her, what is it about yourself that you favour? Then what is it about yourself? Obviously, I'm going to sit there and go, watch the prediction. I know what your prediction is. But what is it about the fight then that you feel more confident in? You know, because obviously, don't sit there and go, I feel confident in every area because I am a warlord. I invented MMA. But, you know, honestly, how do you, going into the fight, what was it about this fight that gets you kind of worked up and get, you know, jacked up and going for it, you know?
Bryony's a good opponent. She's well-rounded. She's on I think she's possibly won the last 7 of her MMA fights in a row. So, that sort of is another element of challenge to it. I think I am more well-rounded than her. I've just got the edge when it comes to experience. We obviously have a game plan going into the fight, but I genuinely feel happy wherever the fight ends up. I want a finish, and I'm aiming for one.
I was going to say, having a finish would be a kind of good marker to put yourself into, especially, you know, all the training that you've had recently and the places you've been to, the stuff that you've added to. I think a finish would kind of cement that what you've learned has worked and is going to work in the future as well. But the good thing about this BCMMA, what I like now they're doing is they're streaming the cards live. I think it's, I'm not sure if it's, I want to say YouTube. Well, I want to sound like a right Wally. It could be MMA TV Live. It's one of those two. For the love of money, I always forget. But that's a good thing about it is that I like about the UK MMA scene. They're starting to realise they can stream their cards. Tanko streamed it last weekend, just gone on. I think they were YouTube as well. I think Facebook, people starting to stream it on Facebook and stuff. It's the platform of people being able to watch you fight. I think that's a great thing for you and everyone else on the card to get yourselves out there. Whereas if you weren't streaming it, people wouldn't know about it as much because you can't watch it and it's either following on the right Twitter feed to find out who the winner is, etc. Do you find these little things in the UK MMA scene really help for fighters like yourselves get that exposure because it's basically viral then?
Yeah, it's important. Obviously, the technology's improved enough in the last couple of years for live streaming to work really well, and it's better, I think, for promotions to you know, live stream for £5-10 with a good quality version than have people doing it from their phones on Facebook. So it both options are there, but yeah, the ability for people to be able to check in, like a lot of my teammates, it's a long drive, a lot of my teammates are planning on watching online if they can't make it to Colchester.
Yeah, it's great. That's what I mean. It's things like that. So, like your gym could get a get-together at the gym or somewhere. Someone could put a projector up and you can all your teammates, etc., just have a bit of a night together and watch the card and enjoy the fights. It's little things like that, I think, that help bring everyone together a little bit more, and you can have little UK MMA scene just growing a little bit more and a little bit extra. Look, I can't wait for the card anyway. I'm going to let you in. I'm actually going to be at the card. I'm actually going to be there. I am coming over from the Isle of Man down to Colchester. I'm going to be at the card, right? This is the first time I've actually been at the BCMA card, even though I've spoke to many people on the card and know many people involved with it. I've actually get my backside. I'm actually going to be at the card. So I'm looking forward to it. So no pressure, Kate, no pressure. But you just say knockout. So I'm just saying, if you don't, I'll be like, what's going on? Well, I come all the way down here, you know. But no, I'm looking forward to the whole thing. I know the production's great on that promotion. I've got friends that have competed on there, and they've said it's really well run. You've also got a UFC cut man doing the hand wraps and the cut stuff like that. So Jack's getting it on. He's on ball. So when you go there, he's got the experience himself, obviously being around promotions and how they're run and how they run it right. So it will make things a lot easier for you when you're there. So with all those little things add up, and I can't wait to get there to watch the card. Before I let you go though, before I let you get ready for the best time of the week, which is cutting. It's a great time cutting weight. It's awesome. Can I have your social media so people can jump onto there and give you a follow? I need your sponsors, because any sponsor who got helping you out is I want to thank them myself because it helps immensely. And then obviously give a shout out to your gym, you know, your trainer partners, coaches, maybe people that have been helping you out outside of it, you know, anything like that. Just give them a mention, a shout out. I'd love to, you know, hear who's helped you.
See, my main gym, Concept Gym, my coach is there, Mark Rowlett, Mark Thomas, my jiu-jitsu coach at Pure Grappling, Kevin Darrington, and my main jiu-jitsu team, Flow Martial Arts, a new gym opening up in Plymouth at the moment, under Kenny Baker. All my teammates at all the gyms, obviously. See, anything else?
Sponsors, Facebook,
Sponsors,
all that stuff.
Instagram. Okay,
Yeah.
so Instagram and Twitter, I'm KPA Jackson. You can find me under Kate Jackson MMA on Facebook. Thank you to Awakening Female Fighters for always keeping my profile up to date. And I am a member of Team Rainha, who have awesome gis and no gi gear coming through. So yeah, it's all great there.
Nice. So you get pajamas for the winter. That's always good. No, I think I've only rolled at a gi once, and that was last week. I'm a no gi person, me. I always started no gi, and I just never did it. And then someone's doing a competition in a couple of weeks at a jiu-jitsu place near, and he's like, "Oh, I need to roll some guys." And we come down to our place, and I tried a gi on, and it was red, and I thought it was Ken from Street Fighter. And that was it then. I just couldn't be taken seriously. I couldn't help it. Any chance I had, I was doing something from Street Fighter. But yeah, okay, honestly, have a great fight. It's going to be awesome card anyway. But title fights, there's something about a title fight that you get a little bit more out of your fighters than you do out of a non-title fight. There's something about them. I can't wait to see the bout. Because I know, and you know as well anyway, that Bryony's going to bring a good fight. So that's what I think makes this fight really nice. I think it's a really appealing fight for the UK MMA women's scene. I think it's a really good one to have. So look, have a great time. I never say good luck because it's not about luck. You've been training your ass off. It's about how hard you've grafted. Just have a great fight. Have a great time. Thank you so much for your time coming on and speak to me, and enjoy the last week of the fight camp.
Okay. Oh, it'll be great.